Good evening, everyone. Today is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Your day for Thursday, the 11th. All right, let's go. What no setup's going into tomorrow. There's still some super crazy speculative ones in here. We can go through these in just 1 second. If you felt like you really had to do something, let's just sit tight for now and wait for the next round to come around. ATAI, tried to say triggered, unfortunately came back in by the end of the day, but still looks pretty good longer term. We'll take a look at all that in just 1 second. Go ahead and bump your stop a little on that KGC. We're in longer term trend following mode. Here's the Landry list. Once again, super crazy HV type of stocks for the most part. 201 there. There's a couple of these that are catching my eyes. But they're just super volatile. So let's just hold off for now and let's see what the next round of setups brings again. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll pop out, obviously, through the overall market and drill down a little bit. ABCL, a nice, decent rally there. By the end of the day, though, giving up a lot of those gains. But basing out in here, looking a little bit better now that it's pushing into that 30 EMA. ATI, again, triggered, came back in. Still looks decent longer term, though, obviously. KGC banging on new highs with a little bit of vigor, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that stop up a little on that one. KTOS, not a bad day there, better than the poke in the eye. And finally, TFPM, outside day down. Not the end of the world, but obviously a bit of a bummer, but still in a longer term, nice uptrend and just off of all-time highs. Let's take a look at the overall market and drill down a bit. First of all, the P's had a bit of an opening gap reversal, but they still managed to hold on to some gains for the day, and that's enough to keep them at all-time highs. So I'm not going to argue with that. Yeah, I'd like to see the market accelerate higher, but anything that keeps you at all-time highs is a good thing, obviously. NASDAQ, same sort of action happened there, too. Russell 2000 down to smidge. It's just consolidating in here. It still looks okay longer term. Yeah, I'd like to see it accelerate higher, but for now, it still looks pretty good. Gold, the commodity, up a little after all was said and done. Gold stocks actually banged out new closing highs, so that's certainly a good thing. Broker dealer tried to rally, came back in. So far, it's basing at high levels, and so far it still looks pretty good. It still looks like it has potential to break out of a base. Defense looks even better. Had a decent day there. Nice big fat base at high levels. As long as we could base it around this 30 EMA, there's definitely something to this. Landry light, tons and tons of that, followed by a nice fat base right around that 30 EMA. I think that's some fodder for some cool research. I think that research has probably been done, though. That's why people talk about bases as a launching point for a stock. Speaking of bases, semiconductors continue base at high levels, closed just shy of brand new highs. So far, so good there. Bonds had a decent day coming back to these recent highs. So that's good to see. Bonds have been strong as of late. Bonds up, rates down. Metals overall actually banged out brand new highs today. So that's obviously a good thing. Financials have been chopping around in here. They've lost quite a bit of steam. You can see they've gone sideways for a few months, so nothing excited there. They're kind of hanging in there, though, so that's somewhat positive news. Most areas hanging in there. There's robotics and AI. You can see trading sideways, but at high levels and above the 30 EMA. So overall, things still look pretty good. So continue to look to get long, obviously, wait for entries, all the other good stuff. And for now, though, let's just wait for a new round of setups. And obviously, I'll reevaluate things on a day-by-day basis. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk tomorrow. Thank you so much.